Children, last class we studied about what is a function in Python. After that we studied what are the different types of functions like built-in functions, modules, then we studied user defined functions. After that we studied what are parameters and arguments. Today we are going to study about type of arguments. I hope you understood about what are arguments. Tell me what are arguments. Arguments are the values which are passed while calling a function. So that you studied last class. Today we are going to study types of arguments. You look here, there are 4 types of arguments in Python. One is positional arguments, second one is default arguments, third one is keyword arguments, and fourth one is variable length arguments. Type of arguments in detail we will have a look. Look here, first type of arguments is positional arguments. What are positional arguments? These are arguments passed to a function in correct positional order. You look here, a sample program. Just have a look. There is a function called subtract. In that subtract, A and B, there are 2 parameters are there. Then in that function actually we are printing A minus B. Now you look here, we are calling the function subtract 100, 200. Here this 100 value will get to A and 200 value will get to B. So that is called positional arguments. That means first value of argument is passing to first parameter and second value of argument is passing to second parameter. Then what will be the result? 100 minus 200 minus 100 will be the result. You look here, very important. Why minus 100 we are getting? Because 100 we are passing first, 200 we are passing second. So 100 minus 200. So minus 100 will be the result. Now you look here, second function call 150, 100. Here 150 is passing to A and 100 will get to B. Hence what will be the result? 150 minus 100, 50 will be the result. Now let us look at the same program how to execute in Python. Look here, I have already typed the same program. I hope you can read this very well. You see the same program, subtract. I have passed 100 and 200, 150 and 100. Whether this same answer we are getting or not, I am going to execute the program. After pressing F5, you look at it, minus 100 and 50. I think that is the same answer. You look here, that is the same answer we are expecting here. First one 100 we are passing and A will get 100, 200 we are passing, B will get 100, minus 100, 150, 100, 150 minus 100, what will be the result? You look here, what will be the output of this program? You look here, so minus 100 and 50. Now let us look at second type of arguments, default arguments. Have a look. When a function call is made without arguments, then if the function has a default value, that default value will be taken by the function. That means you look here, I have a function called greet. Then there is a parameter name, then there is a default value Kumar I have given. What is the use of the function? Simple function. Just it is printing, print hello, that name. That means if you are passing a name, that will be printed with hello. If you did not pass a value, what will happen? Automatically this default value it has to fetch. That is the use of default arguments. Now you look here, greet. Here I am not passing anything. So what will be the result? Hello, then Kumar will be fetched. Then second one you look at it, greet Thomas. That means positional argument I am using. I am passing value Thomas to name. Now instead of Kumar, Thomas will be fetched and the result will be hello Thomas. Again I am calling the same function without passing any argument. So what will be the result? Automatically name will be fetched as Kumar and hello Kumar will be the result. So what is the use of default argument? If any argument value you are not passing automatically computer will take default value and it will execute. I hope you understood. The same program I am going to execute in Python and I will show you. Now let us look the same program how to execute in Python. You look here, the same greet function and with name Rajkumar, a default value I have given, then print hello that name. This program I am going to execute. Look carefully, see this is the output. Let us see whether actually this, what is the output. I think same screen you can see both output and program now. You look here, when you calling greet function, no arguments are passing, hello Rajkumar will be printed on the screen. The next one, greet Thomas, here you are passing an argument. So what will be the result? Hello Thomas will be printed on the screen. Now next, greet again, without passing any argument you are passing, you are calling. Now the third function, greet again I am calling. So what will be the result? Here no value we are passing. So what will be the result? Hello Rajkumar. So hence you can see when a default value is there and you are not passing any value to the function, automatically function will fetch the default value and default value will come with the result. Now let us look at third type of arguments. You see, keyword arguments. If a function containing many arguments and we wish to specify some among them, then the value for such parameter can be provided by using the name. You look at the example program. See here, definition add, I have written a function for adding two numbers. Add a comma b, s is equal to a plus b, print s. Here there is no return value. And in the main function or in the main program, I am calling the function. You look here, add b equal to 500, a equal to 200. Here comes, you see in positional arguments, the first argument value will be naturally get to first parameter and the second argument value will naturally get to second parameter. But here keyword arguments means using the keyword b is equal to 500. That means this 500 should get to this b and a is equal to 200. This 200 should get to a. In such manner we are passing the value. That means there is absolutely any order not to be followed in keyword arguments. That is the major advantage of keyword arguments. Here you look at it. Usually in positional arguments, we may pass a first, then we may pass b second, but here I have passed b first, then a second. So b is equal to, for passing b first, what I should did? Keyword as the name of the argument I have used, b is equal to 500, comma a is equal to 200. That means 500 will get to b and 200 will get to a, 500 plus 200, 700 will be the result of this program. Now let us see the same program. We will execute in Python and we will see. Now you see Python program. I have already typed that Python program. I hope you can see the Python program on the screen. There is a function add a comma b, then s is equal to a plus b. In the main program, b is equal to 500, a is equal to 200. Here I am going to run the program. Look here. Absolutely no issue, the program is executing. Absolutely no issue, the program is executing and you are getting the result 700. How? Because we are used keyword arguments, b value equal to 500. That means we are telling interpreter that you fetch the first value to b and you pass the second value to a. So here this b equal to and a equal to, these are the ways of passing keyword arguments. I hope you understood this. The third type of arguments are variable length arguments. You look at here in the screen. In certain situation, one needs to pass as many arguments to a function. Python provides a way to pass number of arguments to a function. Such type of arguments are called variable length arguments. I hope you understood what I said. Simple thing, to a single argument, any number of values you can pass. So that is the use of variable length arguments. How to implement that variable length arguments are using a star. I hope you can see on my screen. Using a star, we are putting in front of the argument, star symbol, we are putting in front of the argument, which understands by interpreter that this is variable length argument. Now look at, there is actually an example sample program here on the screen. Here what I am doing is, I want to add 50, 30, 70, 100. I want to add that numbers. Here I am passing these numbers to a single variable. Look at the function, def sum star n. This star means that this n is variable length argument. That means as many number, 50 first time it will take, 30 second time it will take, 70 next time it will take, 100 next time it will take. So one after another it will fetch the value. Now you look at it, total equal to 0. For I in n, total is equal to total plus I. That means 50 will be fetched, total will be added with 50. Then 30 will be fetched, that result will be added with 30. 70 will be fetched and 70 will be added with that result. 100 will be fetched and 100 will be finally added with. Then print sum equal to total. Output will be 250, because when you add all these numbers you will get 250. Now we are going to execute the same program in Python. Now you look at, I have already typed the same program in Python. You look at here, there is a function definition, def sum star n, that n stands for variable length argument. Now there is a total to be calculated. Initially the value of total is 0. Then each value will be fetched using this for loop. 50 will be fetched first, 30 will be fetched second, 70, then 100. Finally a total will be calculated and the total 250 will come on the screen. Let me run this program. Now you look here. Okay, I hope you can see both my program and output. 250 will be the result. The same thing I was explained in the previous slide. Now children, what we studied in this chapter, right now we studied what are the type of arguments. You look here, type of arguments are positional arguments, default arguments, keyword arguments, and lastly variable length arguments. So here we are going to study the next topic, how can we pass a list to a function. Children, next topic is passing arrays or list to a function. What is an array? You know that array means similar type of elements. What is a list? List means mixed type of elements. Any type of elements can come in a list. Here, how can we pass a list to a function? That is what we are going to study. As an argument we are passing a list. Here you look at main program, L 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. 5 elements are there in that list. Here I have typed a function, this is function definition sum list. Here I am calling the function and passing the value L. Look here, L will get to this L. Mind you, this 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, that will get to this L list. Now sum is equal to 0, a variable I have declared and given first value as 0. Now for I in L, that means fetch each value 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 respectively and add each one by one with the sum. Then printing the result. Now what will be the result of that output? I have already typed here 200. That means a list, an entire list is passing to this function as argument, and this parameter will get this entire list. Look here, I have already typed that same program, def sum list. You see a list of L, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 is passed to this L. Then sum will be calculated and sum will print on the screen. Here I am going to execute the program. Look here, 200 will execute on the screen. What do you mean by scope of a variable? Simple. Scope means usage. The measure of access of a variable or constants in a program are generally called scope. You look here. The scope means measure of access of variables or constants in a program. Generally, there are two types of scope: global scope, local scope. That means a variable, when you declare where you are using that variable, that is called scope of a variable. Whether you are declaring a variable in a function, where are all you can use it. Whether you are declaring outside the function a variable, where are all you are using. So this comes the importance of scope. Two types of scope are there: global scope, which means modular scope or module scope, and second one is local scope, which means function scope. Here I am going to explain local scope first. Look at the screen. A local variable means which can accessed within a program. That means a variable, when you declare in some function, that part of the program only a variable can be used. Hence, it is called a local scope. Here you look at this program. There is a function fun x comma y I have declared. X comma y, print x, print y. That means if x is greater than y, x will be printed. Otherwise, y will be printed. Now, in the main program, a value is 10, b value is 20. A will get to x, b will get y. Positional arguments. Now, here a is 10 and b is 20. So, x will be 10 and y will be 20. So, 20 will display on the screen. But here x and y are local variables. That means the variables which we are declaring within the function, inside the function, they are called local variables. Here I have the same program on Python. You look at here, there is a function called local x comma y. If x is greater than y, x will be printed, otherwise y will be printed. And I have typed a main program, an exclusive main program. You look here, a is equal to 10, b is equal to 20. Here a and b are local variables to that main program, and a value will be passed to x, b value will be passed to y. Here x and y are also local variables. That means a variable which declaring inside or using inside a function, that will be local to that function only. Here I have explicitly called function main. Now let me run the program. 20 will be the expected result. You look here, 20. Here nothing is changing, everything working perfectly fine. But what I was telling is a and b, a variable which are declaring within the function, that can be used only inside that function. They are called local variables. And here function, inside the function x and y, another two variables are declared or used. In fact, it is used. That variables can be only used within that function. Now we have to study global variables. You look here, what are global variables? Global variables are accessed throughout the program. That means to the entire module we can access that variable, and their scope is global. Here I have an example on the screen. You see, there is a variable x is equal to 10. This variable is declared above all functions. Then there is a function called func y global x. That means I want to access this global variable x. In any function or anywhere, if you are using a global variable, you have to use the keyword global. That is very important, because otherwise if simply we are using x, x will be treated as local variable. If I want to access this x here, so that is what I am using the keyword global x. Then x is equal to x plus y, return x. Here you look at the main program, main part of the program, b is equal to 20, 20 is passing to y. Then that 20 will be adding to x. Here global variable x is changing its value to 30. So 30 will be returned back, and here it is displaying. The same program I am going to explain in Python. X is equal to 10, that is global variable, then function global x, this is very important because when I am using this global variable inside the function, I have to use the keyword global. That is very important. X is equal to x plus y. I am changing the value of the global variable, then returning the value. Here 20 will be passed and x will be changed to 30 and the 30 will get printed. But you look at it, I have another print statement, print x. That means the global variable x, I want to print it. So 30 should be the result. Now you just look at this output of the program. Now you carefully observe, global variable is changed its value. Earlier it was value 10. After this line there is a change is occurred. Global variable is now changed to 30. Now you look here, that answer even though returned and printing, but the value of x is also gets changed. You look at the output of the program. Children, today what are the topics we studied? We studied type of arguments. Then we studied scope of variables. With this entire function chapter I am going to finish. So thank you all.